Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. Me, Professor Sheikh Zinatra Nasreen, Scientific Secretary of OGSB, is extending warm welcome to all of you in this today's webinar. We're at the eve of the World Contraceptive Days, which was celebrated on 26th September. For last couple of days, we talked and we learned lots about the contraceptives. Ever since the corona pandemic occurred, the reason to raise the awareness and also the awareness regarding the family planning, well-being of the women, and the use of contraception has increased a many-fold. OGSB, under the guidance of our president, is deeply engaged and committed to implement all the action plan of family planning for the government across the country. The theme of that contraceptive day was, all we know that contraception, it is your life, it is your responsibility. But how this may happen, how to choose the right contraceptive. Yes, this is all the responsibilities not will only go to the healthcare providers, also to the couple. We know that any couple, family planning is an important milestone which is best done when they are emotionally ready and when they get all the right information about the contraceptives, particularly the newer contraceptives. And we know, we can't deny that using the contraceptives, we can prevent 30% of maternal death and 66% of unintended pregnancies, and avert 20% of neonatal death and reduce the unsafe abortion by 40%. So this is very important. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have kept the theme of our webinar today is the newer contraceptives, which aims to increase and scale up the knowledge of all the healthcare providers, including me, so that we can help and empower the women to take an informed choice and they can take the decision for their own sexual and reproductive life. I'm very happy to announce that today's webinar will be graced as a chair by President of OGSB, Professor Fertility Begum. And also we're very extremely happy and delighted that we have two stalwart keynote speakers, Professor Laila Arjuman Banu and Professor Parveen Fatima. So we are going to start our scientific seminar webinar. But before that, I'd like to request Professor Gulshan, our very dynamic Secretary General of OGSB, to have her welcome speech. Professor Gulshan, please. Unmute.
আনমিউট করো, শোনা যাচ্ছে না।
আপা আনমিউট প্লিজ।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম, ভেরি গুড আফটারনুন। আমি আসলে গাড়ির মধ্যে তো মানে ফ্যামিলি প্ল্যানিং, ডিজি ফ্যামিলি প্ল্যানিং এ মিটিং ছিল, সেখান থেকে ফিরছি, এই জন্য গাড়ির মধ্যে থেকেই বলছি। তো আজকে আসলে এটা কি চ্যানেল আইতে প্রচার করবে নাকি? জি না?
জি ম্যাডাম, লাইভ হচ্ছে চ্যানেল আইতে, চ্যানেল আই ফেসবুকে।
ও আচ্ছা, আজ ফেসবুক পেজে না? আচ্ছা, টিভিতেও যাবে, তাহলে একটু বাংলায় বলি, মানুষজন বুঝবেন আর কি। এরকম যে এবারে এর ওয়ার্ল্ড কন্ট্রাসেপশন ডে, এটার কিন্তু গুরুত্ব আমাদের কাছে অনেক বেশি, অনেক বেশি। এজন্য কন্ট্রাসেপশনের গুরুত্ব সবসময় বেশি, কিন্তু এবারে আরেকটু বেশি, যে প্যান্ডেমিক আসলে আমাদের জীবনের অনেক কিছু চেঞ্জ করে দিয়েছে। এই প্যান্ডেমিকে মানুষ জবলেস হয়েছে, ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট হয়েছে, তারপরে সার্ভিস ডিজার্ভ, আমাদের যারা
কি বললা, এটা বেরোনো দরকার ছিল না তো তোমার,
হাতের কাছে পান নাই, তার জন্য
প্লিজ আনমিউট ইয়োরসেলফ, প্লিজ আনমিউট ইয়োরসেলফ।
এবং আমিট নিজের যে সমস্যাটা যে হচ্ছে মানে মানে আনওয়ান্টেড প্রেগন্যান্সি এটাও বেড়ে গেছে এবং বেড়ে গেছে কিন্তু আমাদের বিভিন্ন হসপিটালে যে কেস ম্যানেজ করছে সেখান থেকে কিন্তু দেখা যায় যে এই অ্যাবর্শন গুলো সেপটিক অ্যাবর্শন এরকম কিন্তু নিয়ে বেশি আসছে। তো খুব এবারে কন্ট্রাসেপ্টিভ গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। তার মধ্যে যেগুলো আছে যে টোটাল ফার্টিলিটি রেট যে অ্যাচিভমেন্ট 2030-এ যে গোল রয়েছে সেই গোলগুলোকে অ্যাচিভ করতে গেলে আমাদেরকে একসঙ্গে অনেক কাজ করতে হবে এবং আনমিট নিডকে কমাতে হবে। যে এখন 12 আছে সেটাকে 7-এ নিয়ে আসতে হবে। এটাও কিন্তু মানে অনেক শ্রম দিতে হবে, অনেক স্টেপও নিতে হবে, ব্যবস্থা করতে হবে, তাহলে না এটা সম্ভব হবে। আর গ্রহিতার হার অনেক বাড়াতে হবে। যে টার্গেট করা হয়েছে 75% সেটাকেও বাড়াতে হবে। তবে একটি ভালো যেটা যে মডার্ন কিন্তু এর হার আমাদের সেজন্য আজকে যে নিউয়ার কন্ট্রাসেপটিভস এই নিউয়ার কন্ট্রাসেপটিভ এবং সেটার কমপ্লায়েন্স সেটার যদি গ্রহণযোগ্যতা পপুলার করা যায় তাহলে দেখা যাবে যে এই কন্ট্রাসেপশন ডে পালনের যে উদ্দেশ্য থাকবে সেটা সফল হবে। তো আজকে আমাদের এই ওয়েবিনারেরও আলোচনায় হবে সমস্ত কিছু। আমাদের দুইজন একদম লিজেন্ড গাইনোকোলজিস্ট আছেন যেনারা প্রেজেন্টেশন দিবেন। সেখান থেকে আমরা নিউয়ার কন্ট্রাসেপটিভ নিয়ে অনেক কিছু শিখবো এবং জানবো। এবং সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you, Appa. Thank you so much for your warm welcome speech. So we'll go now to our main seminar or the presentation, but just I would like to request our President, Fertility Madam, to have few opening remarks. Then we shall go to our keynote presentations. Professor Fertility Begum, Madam.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum and a very good afternoon to all. I welcome everyone to this our regular program, regular scientific program, monthly program on scientific matters and updates. So today we have come with another update on newer contraception. So this is a avenue. This monthly meeting is our avenue to regularly updating our professionals to the different aspect of obstetrics and gynecology and relevant materials. Though coincidentally it happened that we are organizing this meeting on the event of World Contraception Day. So it matched well, but I think the innovation which could come will make the life of many of our clients comfortable. Because what usually we do is the methods are sort of you have to take regularly. There are different side effects. You don't have the liberty like condom, which can be used when necessary, but it has a high failure rate. So today we are coming up with the presentation of different new innovations, especially the male contraception as well, and one method which is sort of barrier method, chemical barrier method, which has been brought to the market by Navana Pharmaceuticals. So let us update ourselves and then we'll have a elaborate discussion on this. One of my requests to all who is present here to maintain the etiquette of the scientific program very well. And we know this. So be formal because this is on the TV channel. We have to show our standard. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, Dina, go ahead. And
Thank
I
you,
welcome
Madam.
the presenters.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam. You are just rightly mentioned that we have to update our knowledge. And that is why today we are discussing the newer contraceptives. So now it is the time to request Professor Laila Arjuman Banu for her presentation on newer contraceptives. May I call upon Professor Laila Arjuman Banu? Madam, please.
Thank you, Professor Zinat, and also thank you to our President, Professor Firdausi Begum, for actually inviting me to present this very interesting paper. Am I audible?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Madam, you are audible and visible both.
But it is a
প্রেজেন্টেশনটা পারবিন আপার না?
দাঁড়াও কি করবো এখন সেটা চিন্তা করছি।
না প্রথম পারবিন আপা, ফার্স্ট ওয়ান ইজ ইয়ার্স।
ম্যাডাম ওই যে পরে ঢুকতে চেয়েছিলেন তো ঢুকে গেছেন যখন।
আচ্ছা, লাইলা আপা কিছু মনে না করলে পারবিন আপারটা আগে হোক।
আমার কোনো অসুবিধা নেই।
আচ্ছা, কারণ পারবিন আপারটা একটু এলাবোরেট, তো আপনারটা একটু ফোকাসড, সুতরাং পারবিন আপারটা আগে হয়ে যাক। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
Okay, so let's welcome Professor Parveen Fatima. She's the chairman, Care Medical College Hospital, for her presentation. Professor Parveen Fatima, madam, please. Yeah, would you stop the share on his screen so that Parveen Fatima, madam, can enter? Parveen Appa, you unmute yourself, please, and then.
আবার ওখানেই দেখা যাচ্ছিল। এনিওয়ে আমি
স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করো।
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে নাকি হয় নাই?
পারবিন আপা, আপনার যদি শেয়ার করতে সমস্যা হয় তানিয়া শেয়ার করে দিক, আপনি পড়েন। আমার মনে হয় সেটাই বেটার।
দাঁড়াও কারণ আমি চেঞ্জ করছি তো কিছু।
অনেক সময় চলে যাচ্ছে কিন্তু।
একটুখানি 5টা মিনিট দাও। শেয়ার স্ক্রিনটা করতে কেন হোস্ট আমাকে ডিসেবল করতেছে? এই যে
তানিয়া তুমি এবল করো। আচ্ছা,
আমার এইটাকে শেয়ার করতে চাচ্ছি আমি। হ্যাঁ,
আপনাকে আমি হোস্ট করে দিচ্ছি, আপনি স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করতে পারবেন ম্যাম।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। আমি স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করতে পারবো? পোস্ট এখনো করো নাই? আমাকে স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করতে দাও।
ম্যাডাম দিচ্ছি।
ওকে
ম্যাম,
আমি কি ঢুকতে পারলাম?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাডাম, পেরেছেন।
ওকে ঠিক আছে। সো এইটাকে সরাতে চাই এখন, পুরাটা চাচ্ছিলাম আমি এটার। এনিওয়ে, newer contraceptive methods নিয়ে today I'll be telling, and a very good afternoon to all of you, respected chairperson, dignitaries and participants of today's seminar. I'll be telling
show the slideshow.
Slideshow তো আপা করে শেয়ার তো করলাম। স্লাইডশো আপা আমি করতে পারছি না যে।
দেখতে পাচ্ছি, শুনতে পাচ্ছি, আপনি বলুন।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। So something about newer contraceptive methods, which is very important now, because population growth is one of the most challenging issues of our country, especially during the COVID-19. And according to the UN projection, the highest peak of population in 2053 will be around 192 million, more than that. according to our land boundary, it is a very alarming subject, because already population density in Bangladesh is 1265 per kilometer. So COVID-19 pandemic has negatively impacted the well-being of women in multiple ways, for early childbearing, child marriage, and non-availability of contraceptive methods, and non-use of methods, early pregnancy, and the gender-based violence. So this overpopulation has to be prevented. And what is the reasons that why we need to be very careful about the growth of the population of Bangladesh? Because that will add up poverty for our people. The education will be hampered. There will be lots of unemployment, shelter problem, health problem. The health resources of the country cannot cope with the needs of the overpopulation. So it has to be timely taken care. Environmental pollution will be too much because of the thick population, and traffic congestion and communication problem already is a problem. So it is going to scale up. The major steps to cut down the overpopulation of Bangladesh is through family planning, so that there is only 2 children. Nobody will like to have more than 2 children, and 1 is better. Education for the underprivileged, and stopping early marriage and adolescent pregnancy. By giving education, these people will be concerned about their own health and the health of the children and the health of the population. And all these things has impact on the national, personal, and the family. If there is, if the number of children in the family increases because of the need of education and all the well-being of the children to be maintained. So what is the need of family planning? To avoid unwanted pregnancies, unwanted childbirth, which will cause ill health to our women folk, and we want wanted birth, so that the family gets prepared before they get a child, and they can really care for the child. And to regulate the birth interval between pregnancy, the birth interval must be at least 2 years, so that the health of the mother as well as the child is optimized before she gets a pregnancy again. Timing of the birth of the child in relation to the age of the parents, that is also very important. Adolescent pregnancy we will not want. We will not want pregnancies to be beyond 35 in some cases, and especially not after 40. So the conventional contraceptive methods uses in Bangladesh, not using any method is around 46.3. It is a huge number. Pill is being used by 23% of the women, traditional method by 10.3%, injectable only by 7%, female sterilization is in 6%, condom for 4%, and IUCD is for 1.2%. Male sterilization and implants are also very less. So the males must be educated and informed that their participation in regulating the family and keeping the family health is important, so that they come forward also. So now the actual thing, what are the new methods, methods of contraception? So some of the contraceptive, all are being advanced with newer advancement and in regard of safety and in regard that the contraceptive methods doesn't cause any problem to the woman for. And the IUCDs, they are now slimmer IUCDs, the small IUCDs, so that the insertion is good. And long-lasting vaginal ring, the vaginal ring that was used before, now has been replaced with long-lasting vaginal rings. There are internal condoms for the woman, progesterone, only birth pill is addition among the contraceptive hormones, and hormone patch. Some of the ladies want patch to use. Sperm killing gel is a new technique. Fertility tracking apps is coming up. So these are newer things that is going to be introduced, and FDA approval is going to be with them. The slimmer IUCDs that has been approved in 2000, and the latest hormonal IUD in the market are T-shaped device, work by gradually releasing levonorgestrel. That is a progesterone hormone. So there are 3 types of slimmer IUCD in the market. These IUCD, they are sterile intrauterine system consisting of a T-shaped polyethylene frame. This is the frame for all. And the amount of steroid that has been inserted into these IUCDs, on that depends the duration of the IUCD that can be kept, and that will provide them with the contraceptive methods. The number 1 is 13.5 milligram levonorgestrel, which is packed in the sterile inserter. The second one is 19.5 milligram. And the third device that we can do is the 52 milligram levonorgestrel in the sterile inserter. And depending on the amount of this levonorgestrel, the duration varies. The number in with the one that was for first one, that can be used for 3 years, and it is 99% effective throughout the 3 years. That is also a good thing, but the time interval is only 3 years, and the steroid that is inserted inside is 13.5 milligram, and the daily release is 14 microgram per day, and after 24 days it declines to 5 microgram per day. So but this is a very effective method because it gives us a protection of 99% effectiveness. Then the second one, which can be used for 5 years, 2 additional years can be with this, and in this the levonorgestrel amount is 19.5 milligram, and the rate of release is 17.5 microgram per day initially, and then it declines to 7.4 milligram per day, and it has to be removed after 5 years, and it is also 99% effective. So this effectiveness is very good for them. And the name is Marina, which the second one, everybody has heard about the name. It is Marina. The third variety is the Kylina. It can be used for 6 years. The amount of levonorgestrel inserted is 52 milligram, and the initially the 20 microgram per day is released, and which is reduced to 10 microgram per day, and it can be used for 6 years with a 99% effectiveness. So these IUCDs that are newer for and coming up is slimmer as well as has a durability of 3 to 6 years. Then comes the long-lasting vaginal ring. We knew about the vaginal ring, which was used initially, but now these are long-lasting. It is the first vaginal ring contraceptive that can be used for an entire 1 year. And it has got a FDA approval in 2018. The originator, they have branded it as Anovera. It contains ethinyl estradiol and progesterone as progesterone. So it is a device which is used by the vaginal route, and ethinyl estradiol and progesterone acetate is an estrogen and progesterone vaginal contraceptive system. So both the estrogen and progesterone is there, and this also prevent a pregnancy for 1 year. The other long, this vaginal ring, it is a silicone ring with progesterone acetate, a newer progesterone, and ethinyl estradiol or estrogen is inside working with the vaginal ring, which is inserted there. It is reusable, not biodegradable, flexible vaginal system that is placed in the vagina for 3 weeks, and for 1 week it is brought out when the withdrawal bleeding takes place. This can be repeated every 4 weeks for 1 year. It is 97% effective. So this is also one of the good methods that is coming up. Internal condoms for female, which has been approved by the FDA in 2009. The originator has named it as FC2 female condom. It prevents pregnancy. It not only prevents pregnancy, it also has protection on HIV and AIDS and other STDs. So it has additional, it can work out for people who are at the risk of getting STDs. The FC2 female condom is a thin, flexible film that is inserted into the vagina before intercourse and acts as a physical barrier between penis and vagina. Its purpose is to reduce exposure of the vagina to ejaculate and pre-ejaculate, and thereby it reduces the chance of pregnancy. So the types of condoms that are available, you can see them. So these are the types that are available in the market. Then comes the progesterone only birth control pill. This also has special reasons to be in the market. Droxiperon is an oral contraceptive that does not contain any estrogen and only has the progesterone in it. It makes it suitable for women who wish to avoid estrogen, because there are patients where we cannot use estrogen, especially if a person has a breast cancer. Or it is a new progesterone only pill for those worried about estrogen related health problems, like if there is a tendency to clot. So in them also it can be used. It has an FDA approval. It was approved in 2003, and the originator has named this as Sclint, which can be used as progesterone only birth control pill. Need to take 1 tablet daily for 28 days. 1 white active tablet daily for 24 days, and there are 4 green inactive tablets just to continue this cycle. So it contains 4 milligrams of droxiperon and 4 green tablets. There is a combination, droxiperon and esterol combination tablet, which has been approved by the FDA in 2021. Only this year it has been approved. And the branding that has been done is Next Stilis, and the company that has approved it has named it like this. It is a combination of droxiperon, progesterone, along with estrogen, indicated for use by females of reproductive potential to prevent pregnancy. 1 tablet each day to be taken. There are 24 pink active tablets, and there are 4 inert tablets. It prevents pregnancy by suppressing ovulation. Then is the hormone patch. This is not very much wanted by our only high affluent people likes it, but it is not that much available also. This hormone patch, it has been approved by in 2001, and branding is named as Ortho-Ivera. It contains norelgestromin and ethinyl estradiol as a transdermal system. It is an estrogen progesterone hormone contraceptive, prevents pregnancy in women who elect to use a transdermal patch. And you have to apply the patch in the outer upper arm or abdomen, buttock or back each week for 3 weeks, and then you can give a week free of patch. So now you have to use 3 patch for 1 cycle. Transdermal system has 150 microgram per day. It releases norelgestromin, which is a progesterone, and 35 microgram of ethinyl estradiol. It is 95% effective. The patch has not is not effective for obese women. A BMI of more than 30 kg per square meter. It is not effective. Next is the Sperm Kingdom. It is non-hormonal, non-systemic, and it can be used on demand. This hormone-free spermicide gel contains lactic acid, citric acid, and potassium bitartrate. So it is just this acidic condition that kills the sperm. FDA approval has been given in 2020, and the originator company is Evofem Biosciences, and the branding is named as Pexi. It works to keep vaginal pH level in the normal range, that is in the our vagina, that is around 3.5 to 4.5. 5 grams of gel vaginally is used just before intercourse. It works for 1 full hour. It is a hormone-free birth control method. So anybody who doesn't want to introduce hormone can use this. Then is the fertility tracking apps that is coming up. FDA allows marketing of the first direct-to-consumer app for contraceptive use to prevent pregnancy in 2018. It is a mobile medical application that can be used as a method of contraception to prevent pregnancy for use in premenopausal women aged between 18 to and older. The app called Natural Cycles contains algorithm that calculates the days of the month a woman is likely to be fertile based on daily body temperature readings and menstrual cycle information, a method of contraception called Fertility Awareness. The app had a perfect use failure rate of 1.8%. Even with perfect use, there is a failure rate of 1.8% and typical use failure rate of 6.5%, which accounts for women sometimes not using the app correctly because this typical use, because they cannot use the app correctly still. For that reason, they can have intercourse in the unprotected fertile days. So it is important that we have to understand the fertility tracking apps well. When the days are not fertile, those days are good for contraceptive use for the tracking way. But there are days where the protection is not there. Those days must not be without any contraception. Some other method of contraception like condom or something has to be used in those days. Male synthetic contraceptive pill. We were concerned about the male participation, and the contraceptive pill for men is hormonal pill as well as non-hormonal. The hormonal pill, synthetic pill to stop sperm production, and non-hormonal blocks sperm. So the two mechanism of is different, and so they also have the advantage of using non-hormonal male contraceptive. These are on trial, so it may come up soon. This upcoming contraceptive vaccine, the vaccine is also going to come up in the market, but it is under trial. It will work by interfering the production and transport of male and female gametes. The interaction of gametes leading to fertilization will be impaired. The process of implantation of the developing embryo in the uterine endometrium will also be impaired. The anti-fertility effect can be produced through antibody-mediated neutralization of the biological actions of hypothalamic and pituitary hormones and inhibition of sperm enzyme activities, and through a variety of tissue-specific reactions involving both antibodies and immune cells. So we are hoping to have a contraceptive vaccine which will give us a protection. Now the new male reversible contraceptives. These are just being in trial. Magnetic nanomaterials of testis. How will this work? Will there be any long-term health impacts on the males is still to be found out, because this method, in this method, what happens for the male contraception, injection of magnetic nanomaterials are given in the scrotum, where the particles rapidly hits the testis to 104°F, which causes hypothermia and temporarily halts sperm production, and even shrinks the testis for 30 to 60 days before reverting back to normal. The research is only being performed in mice. How it will be working on males, we don't know. Whether that will create a long-term impact or not, we don't know. So now we have to find it out what is going to come up next. So for Bangladesh, what are the available birth control methods now in Bangladesh? That is very important for us. The pills that are available here in the over counter, they can be used. They can get it in the family planning sector. The mini pills is also available. Progesterone only pill is also available. Emergency pill, which is being randomly used. The use must be for with safe hands and safe thinking. They must not use it beyond that has been advocated by, it can be prescribed by a doctor up to 12 weeks. The condoms are also freely available in the country. Regarding the IUCD, you need an inserter and also a person for removal. But this is a very, very good method. But because they have they have to come to a place where there is an inserter, so that becomes a constraint, and the contraceptive prevalence rate for IUCD still is only 1%, less than 1%. Implants, it is now taking up about 3% of the methods are undertaken by the implants. People are liking it. Then the injections, it is used for long time. And the method that is tubal ligation, which used to be done before in camps, but now we want that our people understand what is the meaning of ligation, and there are different ways of doing that. And this is for patients who come for cesarean section. It is very easy to do it on them if they really want it, and if they there must be a consent for doing this. And the vasectomy is for the male partners, but there also the choice is theirs. They have to give a consent before they can vasectomy can be done. It's a very easy procedure. If the male come forward who doesn't want any more children in the future, that is a very good method for them. Thank you very much for the patience hearing. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much for your in-depth discussion. I hope everybody enjoyed, because you have said a lot of varieties of newer contraceptive methods, but still we are waiting for many of them which are not available right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get it. Now we'll go to our second presentation. That will be delivered by Professor Laila Arjun Banu, who is our past president of OGSB and president of Bangladesh Perinatal Society and Polycystic Club of Bangladesh. Madam, may I call upon you for your presentation?
Thank you very much, Professor Zeenat. And first of all, I must thank Professor Firdausi Begum, President of GSB, Professor Zeenat Taranasteen. She's the secretary, scientific secretary, and Navana Pharma and Channel I for giving me the opportunity to present my topic. Actually, the topic is very, I think, a brief review, and it is so wonderful contraceptive that I think every woman will like it. So, because the control is with them. So there is a presentation on Feel Free Gel, a new revolution in contraception. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Next, now why we are looking for why we are looking for the newer contraceptives, because there are some limitations of the present contraceptives available in our country, and Professor Parveen Fatima has nicely explained and described the whole contraceptive methods used in our country. So there is a limitation, like pill needs to be taken every day, which is a bothersome. Pills have side effects, and for that reason, many women don't want to take pills. Injectable or implants cannot be discontinued suddenly, because injectable or implants, though it is very good, but you cannot stop it suddenly. You have to take some time. So condoms have breakage and leakage issue and lack of satisfaction, because we know that the condom failure rate is high. Next, please. Next slide, please. Sorry. Actually, I could not share my screen for that reason. I have to depend on Tanya or someone else. Please change the slide. Yes. Now the percentage of various methods users in Bangladesh, actually it has been well described by Professor Parveen Fatima, and I am not going through it. Only that the most common is the pill, oral pill, which is taken by our woman. Next. So why there is family conflict and unsatisfaction and failures of the contraceptives? Because in our society, especially the male person, they don't want to take any contraceptives because they think that it is the responsibility of the females. And when a female uses the oral contraceptives or the IUCD, they actually they become annoyed and tell that what are you taking? It is always you have some vertigo, some you are gaining weight like this. So family conflict between the conjugal quarrel, it is quite common. Unwanted pregnancy also common, and ultimately the abortion. So the family planning should be an ideal one, which cannot do this type of complications like any quarrel, any unwanted, any abortion, unwanted pregnancy, because it is the responsibility of the couple to have the pleasure, to have the planned parenthood, and also to they should have a planned family. So I think for that reason, actually, I will discuss this newer contraceptive. Next, please. To meet a revolution in birth control, feel free gel. It's a very, so far I have read, it is a wonderful drug. It is composed of lactic acid, 1.8% citric acid, potassium bitartrate, 0.4%. It is non-hormonal, non-systemic, on-demand contraceptive. So you can think that a non-hormonal, our woman does not like any hormone because it is a hormone. So I will get some weight. So I will have some headache, vertigo. For that reason, they don't want the hormonal contraceptives. Non-systemic because it has no action on the system. So whoever is suffering from hypertension, diabetes, so they can easily use it. And on-demand contraceptive gel, it is the most wonderful part of this feel-free gel, because whenever you want, you can have this, you can use this feel-free gel. So the control is in your hand, and this is, I think,
It's 14
really
hours.
good for our. Next, please. So it's a game-changing contraceptive, as the only US FDA approved. It is a very good thing. And prescription hormone-free birth control gel. And since it is used only when a couple actually does intercourse. So you should not take, you should not have to take the long time for the pills and to use the IUCD, the injection 3 monthly, and the implants for 5 years or 3 years, and like the ligation, the permanent sterilization. So it is a wonderful contraceptive that whenever you want to be to have don't have to the pregnancy, so then you can use. So it is wanted, and it is familiar to the husband and both of them. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please.
তানিয়া, কোনো সমস্যা? মুভ করছে না কেন স্লাইড?
একেবারে মুভ করছে না, অনেক সময় লাগছে তানিয়া। সরি, আমি শেয়ার করতে পারি নাই, বাট you should be more aware. So please change this slide. I have already told about it. Any problem?
Tanya, is there any problem?
ব্রডকাস্টিং কোনো সমস্যা হচ্ছে?
It's not moving.
মুভিং না তো এখন তো দেখতেই পাচ্ছি না।
জি
স্যার সমস্যা হচ্ছে ওইখানে আর না।
হ্যাঁ এসেছে তানিয়া মুভ করো এসেছে
Yeah. Next slide, please.
মোস্ট প্রবাবলি নেটওয়ার্কের প্রবলেম ছিল।
Acha.
আর network
Now the feel-free gel, you can put it in a slideshow, then everybody will see. Feel-free gel is the first and only hormone-free birth control gel that women control by themselves. Because the other contraceptives, they have to depend on their husband, their opinion, and also whether they like it or not. So, but it can be used by the woman herself whenever she wants. So there is no daily regimen, not an invasive procedure, just a quick pre-coitus application. So it's very comfortable, I think, and very family, very friendly. Next, please. As we know that when sperms enter into the vagina, the vaginal pH rises from its normal range and allows the sperm to enter. You know, the normal vaginal pH is acidic, but feel-free gel keeps the vaginal pH in normal range, that is in acidic during coitus. I think one slide is skipped. Thus give both the spermicidal effect and prevents the sperm to enter the uterus. Because when the pH of, you know, the vaginal pH is only 3.5 to 4.5, and semen pH of the semen is 7.2 to 8. So when it enters, this gel makes the vaginal pH again to its original form, that is the acidic form, and so there is death of the semen or sperms. So moreover, the lubricant property for the comfortable coitus. So family planning as well as the comfortable, that is the easy gel, what we know. Next, please. So efficacy of the feel-free gel, efficacy is also very good. It's about 93% effective. Feel-free gel when used as directed by physician, and but whereas condom is 83%. So the efficacy is also very acceptable and comfortable. Next, please. Excuse me. Now the reviews of the mother company, the favorable data, there were so many researches and studies going on this contraceptive before starting its marketing. So the favorable data from post-consult surveys show that the survey of 127 women conducted 30 days after they entered into the Fixie consult experience. Actually, the name of other name of this free gel is the Fixie, and the product attributes underlying decision to move forward with Fixie. The 89% of women who used Fixie reported they will refill their prescription, so they liked it because it is hormone free, does not impact cycle, and in the moment the use of easy of use. 82% of all women surveyed are somewhat to very likely to tell a friend or family member about Fixie. So it is very useful and I think acceptable. Next, please. So why feel-free gel is better than contraceptives? Because in OCP it is hormonal, but feel-free gel is non-hormonal. OCP is systemic, and whereas gel is the non-systemic. And in pill, they should be regular use, otherwise the system will not work. And but feel-free gel is on demand. So more side effects in case of the pill and less chance of side effects in case of gel, and not convenient as has to take every day, and convenient only when a couple needs it. So it is actually when you need, you can use this a contraceptive. No need to take every day, or to have any pain or anxiety or any stress after the IUD, like injection or tubectomy or like this. Thank you. Next, please. So the common side effects also is very less. The vaginal burning sensation is only 0.7%, vaginal itching 0.1%, and vaginal discomfort 0.1%. Another is the recurrent UTI. So before giving or advising this gel to the lady who has recurrent urinary tract infection, we should think, because I have seen in a literature that the recurrent urinary tract infection is also very common for this feel-free gel. Next. Now, how to use? You can see very nicely the picture showing 5-gram gel. Actually, the tube contains the 10-gram gel. So 50% you can use the 5-gram gel to be inserted comfortably right before each intercourse. There is an introducer, and so you can just push the gel into the vagina, and it is effective up to 1 hour. Next. Now some words about the product orientation. Its brand name is Feel Free, so the name is very specific and very, I think it is very good name, easy to remember. And dosage form is vaginal gel. Genetic, I have already stated that it is composed of lactic acid, citric acid, and potassium bitartrate. And the strength is 1.8% plus 1% plus 0.4%. Indication only to prevention of the pregnancy. And dose 5 gram is taken in applicator and to be inserted before each intercourse vaginally. And pack size is 10 gram. I have already said this contains 10 gram gel, and you should take only the 5 gram. And price is, you can't believe the price is so less. It is only taka 90. So very cheap. Next. So one more step towards empowerment, that is a female empowerment. You can see the woman, she's swimming so lively and so stresslessly, no anxiety, no tension, no stress. So due to this contraceptive. So non-hormonal contraceptive gel, on-demand contraceptive gel, and work to keep normal pH of vagina, effective in preventing pregnancy, can be used as many times as a couple want in a day, and no significant side effect. Next, please. Oh. Hearing, actually from the beginning, I had some technical problem. I could not share my slide. For that reason, I have to depend on the persons like Tanya and another person. So thank you very much, Tanya, though there was some delay, but I think that is also the technical problem. So thank you very much, everybody, every participants. If you have any question, just you can ask me.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. Really, we are very much excited and feeling thrilled to prescribe this feel-free gel. And it is really a revolution, I hope so. Anyway, we are at the end of our program, but definitely I'd like to take a few questions. And if our seniors are there, I'd like to request or any seniors to comment on any question if you have. Acha. Okay, then we can move 2 or 3 questions. One question for Professor Parveen Fatima, and it came in the box that, what about the aloe vera? I mean, you have told about the aloe vera. Is it available in Bangladesh? I mean, what do you think? Should we get it for our women?
No, it's not still available.
So our president may take care of that. She might request for that.
Yes, definitely, because these are coming up. So things will be moving in also.
Okay, we finger crossed to get that. So second question to you too, that madam, you have discussed about the male newer contraceptive methods. We are also very much eager to know because only the women are taking that. And you talked about the male contraceptives, hormonal and non-hormonal. And what about those? Are we getting soon? Or
these are newer things. These are on trial. Some of them are just in research. So we have to wait long for the third phase trial only. After that, we can use, because what I have told, some of the newer contraceptive for men, they increase the temperature of the testes and causes atrophy, it shrinks. So all this can cause problem. So until the FDA approval is there, we cannot use it.
okay, thank you, madam. Hopefully we are waiting for the male contraceptives, which is very, I think, is almost in the third phase has been completed. So I'll go to Professor Lailarjun Banu, but before that, Roshan madam is here. So I'd like to request her to have any comment on this presentation. Professor Lailarjun, Professor Roshan madam.
Thank you, Professor Zinath. Actually, I was just লিসনিং এভরিথিং খুব ভালো, খুব মনোযোগ দিয়ে শুনতেছিলাম যে আসলে ওয়ার্ল্ড কন্ট্রাসেপশন দিয়ে নতুন পারভিন যেভাবে নতুন সুন্দর করে দেখালো এবং আমার বন্ধু যে সুন্দর করে সাঁতার কাটলো, খুব ভালো লাগলো দেখে, এবং এটা তো খুব শুনতেছিলাম বাইরে ফিল ফ্রি কথা। যাই হোক, আমাদের দেশের জন্য আসলে এটা খুবই দরকার, এবং পারভিন যেগুলো দেখালো আসলে আমাদের এখন আমরা তো একেবারে মনোটোনাসলি একই ধরনের কাজ করে চলছে। আমাদের জন্য একেবারে, আমি তো সবচেয়ে বলি যে একেবারে গ্রাসরুট লেভেল পর্যন্ত কোথায় নিয়ে যেতে পারবো। আর একটা কথা হলো যে আমরা আরবানের এলাকায় আমাদের কিন্তু কন্ট্রাসেপটিভ মেথডটা আরও ভালো করে ডেভেলপ করতে হবে। দোকানে আমাদের আরবান ইসলাম এলাকায় কোনোখানে কোনো জায়গায় কন্ট্রাসেপটিভের কোনো জায়গা নেই। এসএমসি কয়েকটা দোকানে ছাড়া দেওয়া ছাড়া আর কোথাও নেই। এইটা আমরা সবাই মিলে একটু কাজ টাকাতে পারি কিনা, আমি সবাইকে সাধুবাদ জানাচ্ছি। খুব ভালো আছে, দুজনের প্রেজেন্টেশন এক্সিলেন্ট।
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your input for this webinar. Thank you so much. So we have one question for Professor Lailarjun Banu, madam. Madam, you talked about the feel-free gel, and we are also very much thrilled to have this gel for our patient. So do you have noticed that is there any complications like irritations and abrasions of the vagina?
Thank you very much for the question. Actually, there is no history of abrasion, but some irritation, or I have said that if anybody has a recurrent urinary tract infection, she will have some more infection. And otherwise, the side effects are very less and it is quite comfortable. I think when it will come to our country, it will be a great milestone for our patients.
Thank you, madam. So we hope Navana will release very soon. We are waiting for that. Thank you. So we'd like to end our webinar, scientific part, but definitely we'll listen lots from our president, actually, who was really behind this webinar today. So I'd like to request Professor Ferdusi Begum, madam, for your concluding remarks for today's webinar. Professor Ferdusi Begum, madam.
Thank you. Thanks to all, especially the presenters and the organizers for taking the trouble, and Dr. Zinath to organize everything and conduct and moderate the session well. Basically, we have to focus on newer contraception, but we have heard about the available contraceptives, then what's new coming, what are in the research, and finally the product, the feel-free gel, which has been
Madam, unmute করতে হবে প্লিজ।
আমার কথা শোনা যায় নাই?
জি, এখন না শোনা যায়নি ম্যাডাম, মাঝখানে এখন বলুন ম্যাডাম, প্রথমে শোনা যাচ্ছে।
আমি জিজ্ঞাসা করছিলাম যে দাম কত?
90 টাকা।
ও 90 টাকা এবং এটা পাওয়া যাচ্ছে ম্যাডাম আমাদের
presentation, it is only 90.
আর এটা
আচ্ছা,
পাওয়া
তাহলে
যাচ্ছে
তো,
অ্যাভেলেবল
And
পাচ্ছি
it is
আমরা
available in our country now. They have informed.
yeah,
জি
I know
Yeah.
the availability, কিন্তু
Tanya
দামটা কত
informed
সেটা
that it
জানতে
is
চাচ্ছিলাম।
available. So it's a very.
তো থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ, থ্যাংকস এভরিওয়ান। একটা নতুন মেথড আমরা
ওই যে
কিন্তু
বললাম
যখন
90 টাকা।
জি
90
আপা,
টাকা
শুনতে
per
পেয়েছি।
chick.
হ্যাঁ, 90 টাকা করে দাম। এখন কথা হচ্ছে যে আমাদের দেশে কিন্তু প্রথমে আমরা যখন ছোটবেলায় পড়েছি তখন কিন্তু একটা ভেজানাল ফোম ছিল। তো এখন আমরা নতুন করে ইন্ট্রোডিউস হলো, ওইটা যেহেতু এফেক্টিভনেস কম ছিল ওটা কিন্তু আউট হয়ে গেছিল মার্কেট থেকে, কিন্তু এটা যেহেতু বলা হচ্ছে ইট ইজ হাইলি এফেক্টিভ, সো লেট আস সি হাউ ইট ওয়ার্কস। আমরা নাভানা ফার্মাসিউটিক্যাল বলবো যে মার্কেটের দিকে খেয়াল রাখতে এবং সার্ভেইলেন্স ডেটাটা ঠিক রাখতে, যেন আমরা আমাদের একটা উঠে আসে যে কিরকম এফেক্টিভনেস হচ্ছে। থ্যাংক ইউ এগেইন, থ্যাংকস এভরিওয়ান ফর অর্গানাইজিং, এবং যারা এসেছেন তাদের সবাইকে।
ম্যাডাম আপনার কাছে একটা কোশ্চেন আছে, হাউ ফ্রিকুয়েন্টলি দিস ক্যান বি ইউজড বাই শামিমা ফাতেমা, তারপর আপনি এন্ড করেন।
এটাতে তো আমি যতটুকু জানি এখানে কোনো ব্যারিয়ার থাকার কথা না, নো রেস্ট্রিকশনস। I think patient can use as many times as they want.
No restriction, no limitation.
No limitation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you very much. But before ending, yes, we are very happy to get this feel-free gel. Now, I'd like to request the formal vote from Setara Kasim. She is an associate professor in Dhaka Medical College, Obstetrics and Gynae Department. Dr. Setara Kasim, welcome you.
Thank you, Professor Sheikh Jinat Arnasrin. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to all. শোনা যাচ্ছে? শোনা যাচ্ছে?
খুব সুন্দর শোনা যাচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা, thank you. It's a great honor and great privilege for me to extend vote of thanks as part of the prestigious monthly scientific seminar on newer contraceptive methods. On behalf of Scientific Committee of OGSB, I like to give my deepest thanks and gratitude to our respected chairperson, Professor Firdausi Begum, President OGSB, for organizing such a wonderful and time-demanding program. Always our dynamic president giving support and guidance to run the activity of scientific program of OGSB. Today, we are very lucky to have very eminent and renowned speakers among us, Professor Parveen Fatema, Chairman Care Medical College Hospital, and Professor Laila Arjuman Banu, past President OGSB. My heartiest thanks and gratitude to them for their very brilliant and extraordinary, informative, evidence-based presentation. We have learned a lot and have updated our knowledge from their presentation. My heartiest thanks and sincere gratitude to our dear Professor Reshumara, Secretary General OGSB, for her wonderful welcome speech. My heartiest thanks goes to dear learned audience for their active participation and for patience hearing and asking some questions and putting some comments on the subject, which have made our program interesting one and informative one. Now, I like to give thanks to wonderful moderator, Professor Sheikh Jinat Aranasrin, Scientific Secretary OGSB, for her very lovely and wonderful moderation. Last but not the least, I extend my thanks, gratitude to the Navana Pharma for technical support. Without their support, it was not possible to disseminate this program so smoothly. Again, thanks to all. With this updated knowledge, we can manage our patient in a better way and can make our national contraception program successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sitara Kasim. A wonderful vote of thanks. And of course, we include our channel I too. So we are concluding our session here. Thank you very much for each and everyone.
ম্যাডাম আমার একটা কথা ছিল।
জি জি
নাভানা ফার্মার পক্ষ থেকে আমাদের ডিরেক্টর স্যার ডক্টর সাইদ আহমেদ একটু
আচ্ছা তাহলে
ভোট অফ থ্যাঙ্কস দেবে।
আচ্ছা বলে ফেলো, সবাই চলে যাচ্ছে, বলে ফেলো তাহলে।
আচ্ছা, আসসালামু আলাইকুম এভরিওয়ান। দরকার ছিল না আসলে, এনিওয়ে।
ওকে ম্যাম।
সো first and foremost, I must apologize first for the technical difficulties that program has faced. I don't know why it has happened, but in future we will try to resolve that. First, I would like to thank Professor Parvin Fatima Madam, Professor, and then Professor Laila Anjuman Banu Madam for their wonderful and eloquent presentation. I was mesmerized during the whole time of the presentation. And I would like to give my special thanks for the jewel of the crown today, Professor Firdausi Begum Flora Madam, President of OGSB, and today's moderator, Dr. Sheikh Jinat Nasrin. So thank you everybody for coming and making this auspicious event and auspicious occasion successful. I'm really thankful to everyone. Regarding feel-free gel, I think this is already in the market. As I mentioned, its price is 90, but you can use the tube twice. So the price, so per intercourse cost comes around, contraception for per intercourse comes around Taka 45, which is I think very cost effective. And apart from that, it's a completely non-hormonal and non-systemic drug, so absolutely side effect free. And it also reduces the UTI possibility of the patient, of the user, because it it lowers the pH of the vagina, so it also reduces the possibility of UTI. Apart from that, I would like to mention one other thing, given the opportunity, that is, there was always a gray area, because some of the husbands, they didn't want to use the barrier method, the condom, and there were some female who didn't want to use the long-term oral contraceptive pills. So I think this drug actually caters that particular gray area which was missing. And we are very proud to announce that we are the first company, not in only in Bangladesh, but in whole Asia. We are the first company to launch this product. So thank you everybody, thank you everyone, and I hope that you will prescribe our newer molecules, which will encourage us to bring in world's best molecules in Bangladesh at an affordable price. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saeed Ahmed, for your wonderful vote of thanks from behalf of Navana Pharmaceuticals. Okay, so let us go today with the near thought, with the very beautiful presentation from both the speakers. With keeping in our mind, we'll try from tomorrow. Thank you very much and stay safe and happy. Bye-bye.